Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Pak Bambang. Today, I am Amanda Amalia Putri from first semester as in episode 06. I would like to present analysis of literary device on Arts by Lb.Hamilton. This story tells about jealousy, love, trust, and misunderstanding between two women, Jen and Moira. And now I have an outline. The first is introduction, and then plot structure, and conflict, and characters, and theme, and main issue, and last but not least is conclusion. First, structure. Exposition. At the beginning of the play, we meet Jen. She is talking on the phone in a very flirty and sexy while cutting a peach pie. She used a fake name, Salome, and speaks with sweet southern accent. It soon becomes clear that she is working for a porn sex line. Suddenly, her partner Moire, who is an artist and Jen's girlfriend for 7 years, comes into the apartment. Moira is surprised and angry when she sees what Jen is doing. And then the rising action. Jen tries to calm Moira down and explain that she is not doing anything wrong. But Moira is upset and jealous. They begin to argue. Moira is angry because Jen promised to quit working for 1 to 900 phone sex lines. Jen then reveals that not only did she not quite, but she also started her own phone company called 1 until 900 Whispers. Their conversation becomes more intense as they argue about art, money, trust, and even another woman named Chloe, an artist who Moira has spent a lot of time with. And then the climax is the most emotional part of the play happens when Jane finally tells Moira that she saw her with Chloe and felt hurt and jealous. Jane says she feels like she could never compete with someone like Chloe, who is pretty and part of the art world. But Jane also explained that working on the phone made her feel strong, powerful, and creative. She says that she does is art too, using her voice to make people feel things. And then falling action. Moira listens and begins to understand Jane's point of view. Jane says she now believes that her phone work is a kind of performance art. She talks about how she found confidence and freedom by creating stories with her voice. Jen asks Moira to join her in this business and they can build a better future together. Moira is unsure at first but starts to soften. And then the resolution is, in the end, Jen gives Moira the phone and encourages her to try talking to a seller. Moira hesitates but finally picks it up and tries it. Jen helps her by whispering suggestions and making her feel comfortable. The two women laugh, smile, and become close again. The play ends with them working together on a pole sale, showing that their relationship is healing and they are becoming partners in a new creative way. And then, conflict. There are two types of conflict in this story. The first is internal conflict, and then the second is external conflict. The internal conflict is the feeling of betrayal and infidelity. For example, Jane says about the time I saw you and a divine claw about to dive for oyster in your studio. Mora answers, it's not what you think, Chloe. And I were just friends. Second, external conflict. Jealousy and insecurity. Jen says, how the hell does a Jen compete with Cleo? Moira answers, you don't have to compete. I love you for who you are. There's also the conflict about art versus sex work. Moira says, that's not art. Chen answers, it's postmodern, audiophronic arts. And now we have characters. Chen is insecure, but she is also creative, bold, and rebellious. The evidence is, I have talent too. I can be creative. I am a performance artist. She feels angry when Anne says, Mr. X painting paid last month and rent. Moira's is judgmental, traditional, and proud of her art. And she says, call the damn phone company and stop this craziness. And she says, that's not art. Why I am defending my art to someone who listens to dirty old man's fuss. And then we have theme. The main theme is love and miscommunication. Moira and Jen love each other, but they argue, accuse, and don't understand each other's feelings. Moira says, last year you are begging for us to have a family, and now you don't even love me. And Jen answers, I do want a family with you, Moira, but there's no also insecurity and jealousy. And Jen, Jen doesn't feel good enough for Moira and becomes jealous of clothes, looks, and style. Jane says, how the hell does Jane compete with Chloe? And Chloe's got the clothes and the body and the connections. And we have main issue. The main issue in this story is misunderstanding and insecurity in relationships. Chen and Moira love each other, but they struggle with trust, jealousy, and different views about art and work. Jen feels insecure and jealous because she thinks she can compete with Chloe. And Moira feels angry and betrayed because Jen is still working for Pond 6 after she promised to stop. They fight because they do not understand each other. They feel jealous and they have different views about life and work. And the conclusion is the drama porn art shows how love, trust, jealousy, and misunderstanding can create big problems in a relationship. Jane and Moira care about each other, but they struggle to accept each other's choice. Jen wants to prove that her phone's work is also kind of about art, but Moira cannot accept it at first. Through their arguments and honest conversations, they finally start to understand and support each other. In the end, their love becomes stronger because they choose to work together and respect each other's dream. The story teaches us that good communication, trust, and acceptance are very important in any relationships. That's all from me. Thank you for your attention, and as I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.